Today we're talking about your intentions versus the effect, the actual effect or the impact of your actions. And it was raining today. Raining today where I am, right? And my son, I'm teaching my son to drive. That is scary as all get out for me, and sometimes disheartening for him because I'm in there screaming or trying to maintain a calm demeanor when I'm scared. Right. However, he is actually doing pretty good this morning. However, just got a new job. He just got a new job, so I'm in the passenger seat and he's driving to his place of employment, which is not that far from our house. And he feels like to me it's going pretty fast. Right? The speedometer does not reflect that. However, I said to him, "Hey, slow down." And he said, "Mom, my feet is not on the accelerator. Like my foot's not on the pedal." And I said, "Whether you intend for your feet to be off the pedal or not, whether you intend not to go fast or not," that's what I said. "Whether you intend not to go fast or not, uh, the effect is you're going fast. You're driving fast. Slow down. Tap the brakes, son." And so he did, and had the audacity to look at me like like I'm doing something crazy, right? And so he did slow down his speed. He was not speeding, just going too fast for me. So his intention versus the effect and impact. His intention was simply to take his foot off the gas for a minute, right? And for me, because we were going downhill, it was fast. Another thing, this weekend, this Saturday, I was at the what's called the Atlanta Kickback. Atlanta Kickback. It's an annual event started by two amazing ladies. They bring in all types of authors and booths, venues associated with people who are writing or selling books. It's a marketplace. So I go because I have three books, right? Two that I wrote and one that I contributed to. And my intention, that's what we're talking about. My intention with the Bronco Strong book, right? The Bronco Strong book, and it's called Bronco Strong, a memoir of the last deployed personnel services battalion. My intention in writing the book was to ensure that our two soldiers that we lost during the time period that's covered, and this is when I was a battalion commander in Iraq, and so that was October 2006 to January 2008, and October 10th, we lost Staff Sergeant Lillian L. Clemens, and then on November 28th, we lost uh, Sergeant First Class John J. Tobiason. So my intent of writing the book was to ensure when they say their names, I get the opportunity to say their name and to tell the Bronco Strong story, right? So that's my intention for writing the book. And so I go to book festivals so that I'm able to have conversations with other people about the Bronco Strong story. I can share the story, right? And people come up to me and they talk about their experience serving in whatever branch of the military, and I get to talk to people who actually get it, who actually understand. So that's my intention versus the actual effect or impact of participating in these different venues. So intent, that's what we're talking about, right? Your intentions and the effect and the impact. And so your intentions versus the actual effect or impact, the impact of your action, your intentions does not necessarily have to align. You just need to understand and realize and recognize the impact and the effect, which can be two totally different things, right? Two totally different things. Uh, Basically, it means one person's interpretation of the event or your actions or what they perceive could be totally different from your intent. Like my son, right, taking his foot off the gas for, pedal. Uh, his intent, well, I think, just probably was to give his foot a break because I think he's, he's got he's he might have a lead foot. I don't know. We're gonna work on that. That's what we're doing, right? And so the intention versus the impact or effect. And so while I was at the book festival, right, while I was there, I was sitting at a table, and there was a lady at the table. It's all kind of people with their selling their the different items. And one lady sitting at the table next to me, we had a conversation. She was a veteran also. She was selling or actually advertising or hyping up or announcing, I think it was a taste of urban, urban taste of food or something, food tasting event that's coming up. And so she was, we were friendly, watch my table while I walk away. I watch her table when she walks away, that type of thing. So intention, that's what we're talking about, intention. And so when it was time to shut everything down, close everything down, I rolled my little red wagon out with most of my items, and I just looked over there and said, "Hey, I can't take these last few items, so I'm just take this to my truck, and I'll be right back." She's like, "Okay." She was still putting her things away. When I got back, talk about intention, right? When I returned, she had my last four items. She had placed them. She had put them in a package, taken them apart, and she had placed them on the table. And then she looked at me and she says, I I broke the top off of this item. And I just kind of looked at her like, you broke it. Her intention was to help. The effect, the impact was that she broke my stuff. She didn't have any bad intentions, right? She was full of good intentions. However, the impact is that that's going to cost probably a few $100s for that one item for her good intentions. And so I did not use curse words. Um, I was just stunned. Quite frankly, I was just stunned, right? So intentions versus effect and impact. So this is a live recording of the Better You Leadership Podcast. My name is Angela M. Odom. I'm your host and the founder of the Better You Project. The whole purpose here is to help women lead with confidence. I just guarantee you, if you put into place any of these tactics, these techniques, these thought pieces, if you just consider them and put them in place as they impact you, right, as they relate to you, as they resonate with you, I guarantee you your leadership capacity will increase, right? Increase. Your leadership capacity will increase. Now let's talk through this whole conversation today on intentions. I'm not talking about affirmations where you say things as if they are true and current so that your brain, your thoughts react as if you have already accomplished that thing you want. I'm not talking about affirmations. I'm talking about your thoughts, right? Your particular thoughts. And so you want to first of all, when we talk about any new concept, we want to focus on actual definitions. You and I might be talking past one another. So I want to have, my intention is for you to understand the concept. And so when you're doing that, when you're introducing something, an idea, a thought, a vision, sharing a vision with someone, then you want to start with the definition because they might have, they will have different experiences and different perspectives. So put it all into one nice little package for them. This is what I think. This is the reason we're doing A, B, and C. So the intentions, right? So when we talk about affect, sometimes we get affect and effect mixed up. So I'm going to help you with this, right? So you think about affect starting with A, right? And effect starting with E. So usually E, effective is talking about, you use that and you look, okay, what does that E? Think about it as end result. It's usually a noun, end result, effect. This is something like you're going to change the results when something is done or something happens. For example, perhaps computers or the internet or social media has had a huge effect on our lives, right? Something this is the results when something happens or is done. So end result of something happening, right? And then affect, a affect is usually a verb, and you're going to think about that as to produce an effect upon something else, right? And so affect and effect, two different things. The weather affected her mood, affected, right? So just think about that when we're talking about affective. And also affect, you talk about the influence or um, you could have like an impact on something or someone, right? So affect. And we're talking about intentions also. So sometimes people have like good intentions and still stuff don't work out, right? And you want to make sure that you understand your own intentions. That's what the real message today is. Um, so you can think about intention as something that is aimed or planned. You talk about intention, intent, purpose, design, aim, end, object, or goal. All these mean the same thing. All of them mean the same thing. It's what one intended to accomplish or attain, right? That's your intention. And you have basically intentions mean what's on your mind, right? What you have on your mind to do or bring about. What do you have on your mind? What do you think about that you want to do or bring about? So intention. This is I'm thinking about. I want to show up at the book festival so that I might be able to share the Bronco Strong story, right? So that's the intention. I'm thinking about. This is what's on my mind to do or to bring about. And now the impact, the effect, the results, totally different, whether or not I've accomplished or attained that which I intended to do. So really, in the Better You community, we always talk through having space to think. I said all that stuff, and that's what the bottom line is. You want to have the space to think because that's where your intentions start. And that's not, what your mama told you you should be thinking about, what your daddy thinks is important, what your lover, your hubby, your spouse, your lady, whatever, your folks, whatever they told you is important to think about. What the radio tells you to think about, what the different radio, the TV personalities tell you to think about. We're talking about you having your own thoughts, understanding what's important to you. And so the first thing I want you to understand your own intentions, set your intentions, right? And so we know that there are four, there's probably more, but we're going to talk about only four kinds of intention, right? So that could be criminal intent, purposeful, purposeful intent. It could be knowing intent, reckless intent, and negligent intent. These different types of intent and intention, right? I want to be purposeful. I want to know, and I want to act in a way, spend my time focused on things that I am intentional about, which means my thought is on there and my actions are following my thought, right? So we've said all of that. So understand we could have one intention and then have a totally different effect or impact on people. I understand sometimes I'm influenced by the way someone has acted or behaved. It might not be my intention to cuss them out that day, but My emotional intelligence, I might be low. I might be, low on patience that day. And so just think about your intent. And so the Better You community, what are we doing? We are intentional about what we do, where we spend our time, who we allow access to us. We're intentional about the things that we will lend our name and our time to. We're intentional about our reputation. We're intentional about the way we love and allow others to love us. We're intentional with those things, right? And so one of the things that I say over and over and over is I want to show up. Um, I want to show up for myself first, right? So show up for yourself first, and then you serve others from the overflow. That's intentional. That's an intentional thought, and those are intentional actions. So you may have, right this minute, you may have 10 different priorities and different facets of your life. And we're talking about intent, right? Intentions versus effect and impact. You may have all these different priorities, um, and they have come from other people's needs and wants and desires, not necessarily yours. You might have kids. Like if you have little teeny kids, then you got to take care of those kids. Be like, period. I don't see any way around that. That's where your time, your energy is. That's where your priority is first. Those kids get older, they require less time, less supervision, right? Because you're grooming them, teaching them to be more independent, right? Because that's the way the world works. So you want to be intentional about those priorities that you have and understand the effect or impact of you not acting in such a way that's going to further your growth, your leadership capacity. You say like, Angela, what's the bottom line? The bottom line is the bottom line is please carve out space for you to think. Right? That's it. Carve out time for you to think. So, in this 24-hour period, do you have an hour for yourself? Right? Do you have an hour for yourself? Well, if you don't have an hour, do you have 45 minutes? If you don't have 45 minutes, do you have 30 minutes? If you don't have 30 minutes, do you have 15 minutes? Do you have 10 minutes? Do you have a minute for yourself, for your thoughts? And so, what are you thinking about? You're thinking about the things that are a priority to you. You're thinking about the things that are important to you. This is not selfish. Like, we got to turn this thing around. Like, I need my own time and my own space. I remember when my son was probably, he may have been, what, six, 6 or 7. I lived, it must have been like, he was probably 8. Let me see. Yeah, he was probably 8. Anyway, I remember going into my bathroom because on the side of the bathroom was a huge closet. The closet was so big, it had like a little, I had like a little seating area in there, right? And so I remember him. He was probably 8. He would come and knock on the door, like knock on the bathroom door, and then find his little cute self, find his way all the way into the closet, and he'd be knocking on the door like, "Mommy, well, what are you doing?" And I would be in there reading. I would be in my closet reading. I would be in my closet in my own thoughts reading because I love to read, right? I was in there reading. Sometimes I would just be sitting in there taking a deep breath, like, I want to get myself together because my intention was to be um, a positive mom. And I know that when I came home, sometimes had so much foolishness that had occurred during the day. I was not in the right mind set, in my frame of mind rather, to engage with him in a positive manner. I don't want to be snapping on him and taking that foolishness from work into my home. So my intention. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to get some space somewhere where you can think about what your goals are. I'm not talking about affirmations, right? Let's say it as if they're true. And then we got all these good intentions and don't act on them, right? Like I'm losing the same 20 pounds over and over and over because I have good intentions. However, my actions are not supporting that which I think I want, right? To be healthy and well, have wellness, great wellness. So stop. Let's take a minute for one, and you tell me what you are intending to do today, right? I'm looking for some feedback from you. So either somewhere in the comments, talk to me about your intentions, right? In the comments, do that. In the meanwhile, I'm looking for guests for the show. And so you want to go to angelaodom.com /guest, GUEST, guest, not with an S on it, but just guest. Because we will start a new series, I think in the near future. We'll have some guests to come on and talk to us about their leadership experience and their impact, effect, their intentions, some of those things that they put into action, and the how they have impacted others. Because that's what we want to do. Um, we want to be able to positively affect and impact others. That's what we want, right? So anyway, so we're looking for some guests on the Better You Leadership podcast. Go to angelaodom.com /guest, GUEST, and in the directions, you'll get those right away. The bottom line is we're all on an ongoing journey to become better leaders. Women often undervalue themselves, so we always want to start with our mindset, leading ourselves and then leading others. Mindset matters so much. That's why we have to have time to think, right? Get yourself in the right frame of mind to move forward. So ultimately, when you put some of these tips, techniques, and tactics in place, you're going to find that you are building your skills and your leadership capacity. So this podcast will teach you the nuances of personal development with the intent. You hear that word again, with the intent of earning more respect and revenue, right? So every week, I'm here offering you insights to help you on this journey. So, really, I'm here to guide you towards being a more trusted leader. So, I'd love to have you as a guest. You know, to give you some free exposure and promote your work. If that sounds good to you, you can follow the easy process to become a confirmed guest. You're going to send your bio, your headshot, and your social media handles. Basically, going to tell me about yourself, and then you email this to info at thebetteryouproject.com, and that's you, the letter U, not Y or U. Thebetteryouproject.com. Info at thebetteryouproject.com. And so you're going to send your bio, your headshot, your social media handles, and then my team will email you the scheduling link. And basically, there'll be a calendar, and you pick the dates and times that are available. Look for women who can be available within, 2 to 3 weeks after we review your value proposition. What we're looking to do is do a 30-minute pre-recorded interview by Zoom. And then we'll publish the episode. We'll send you a short list of the questions. We want you to be prepared. Our intention is for you to be effective. And then be ready for a fun conversation. So go to angelaodom.com /guest, GUEST. And let's see if you are a good fit for this program, right? For this becoming for these amazing women within the Better You leadership sphere, right? So, with that said, your intentions, although they might be good, might not necessarily be effective, and it might not necessarily have the impact you are seeking. And what I'm suggesting, prodding, asking you to do is to start first with some time to yourself, by yourself, every single day. Now, some days you might only have 6 minutes. Some days you might have an hour. You might be a person like me that put things on your calendar, like block this time off. Some days I have on my calendar block. Do not add any um, activities. I block the whole day. Then I don't plan what I'm going to do that day, right? By the way, my son might say, "Oh, by the way, mom, can we go do something?" I have the space allotted for that, right? So that I'm not busy every single hour of the day, every single day of the week, every single week of the month. That is crazy to be so busy building everybody else's empire that you can't even think about your own intentions. So before we close this off, set your intentions for every meeting. Set your intentions for every engagement. Set your intentions, and then allow your actions to actually be aligned with those. And be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. All right, ladies, take care.